Alrighty, so that is our new intro. I love it. Welcome to Geeks Have Game episode 2. Let's effing go. I can't curse just yet. Gotta wait for that 5-minute mark, I think. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I am not alone because much like Deadpool and Wolverine, we do these things with friends. And I am bringing on from a tour kind of mood and Black Genghis, AJ himself. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Bobby Behar? I keep reminding myself to go the opposite way when I'm pointing to people. It's good seeing you. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, wait,
no. God damn it, these computers. And join us as well, the preacher of Goku, Jason the X.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, y'all? We got DJ5 Ash in the chat. What's up, buddy? All right, so this is gonna be a really fun episode. We are going to go through a lot. We've got is San Diego Comic in trouble? We're gonna review Deadpool and Wolverine. So spoilers, please. If you have not seen Deadpool and Wolverine, what are you doing with your life? I don't know. And then KJ, you were in Hall H. So you got to see a lot of cool shit.
I saw it all.
Some stuff. What's up? Some Jason might not be entirely on board with, and maybe not. We'll get to it. Hey, and that's why we're here. You know what? We have game, and we this is a free space to agree to disagree. Now, on Sunday, if you did not catch the Tour Kind of Mood, we covered some of the best that came out of San Diego, but the very best thing was your boy getting mean by Figure God. I love this. I stand by this. I stand by this very much. Fuck the patches, okay? Just drop it. Let it go. Be like Elsa.
You don't want to get your biker vest out, throw them patches on there, man? Long as no one looks, it'll be cool.
Look, I'm not even saying, but I think so many people threw such a bitch fit about this. It's like, drop it. Okay, so that was the first thing because I had to just go over that. But now, real quick, guys, how KJ, I spoke with you at Comic-Con because you were there and amazing. But Jason, how was your Comic-Con experience? Jason, how was your Comic-Con experience?
Well, like you said, KJ, I'm sorry. No.
That's good.
I've been to Comic-Con for several years. It just gets wilder. It just gets bigger and crazier. I didn't go to Hall H because I went with 3 people from my crew, and 2 of them had never experienced Hall H before, so I let them take the seats in there for press. And mind you, they posted all the video and everything. I heard everything from them, of course, in the 5 minutes before it gets online. So, but as far as like, man, seeing a bunch of your friends and just talk to some interesting people, getting some collectibles, that's what Comic-Con's all about, dude. Great panels, just running. I love running into people from Texas who I didn't expect to be on the floor because Comic-Con's huge. And you do, it's a great experience. And plus, we were out there with everybody from Us Live, the whole team. We went to a couple of parties. I'd say this was from last year being a strike year and the year before being coming out of a COVID year. This was a return to form for Comic-Con for me. All the stuff on the street, all the people out there promoting things. This is the experience I come here for. I know a lot of people like put New York Comic-Con and SPCC against each other. And as far as like a full 4 to 5 blocks of stuff, nothing comes close to SDCC. New York Comic-Con got their thing, but San Diego is a whole other animal. And it was a return to form this year, so I was glad to go.
Now, I know that you didn't get to run into KJ in the flesh, but here's the funny thing. When I met here's how I exaggerate meeting KJ, because KJ, we came to a panel and KJ's on the floor. I am Cyclops. KJ It's like, oh hey man, how are ya? We're like giant.
Can you
No,
see
like
I'm only
Maybe
about
just like
5'10", so maybe it was good I didn't meet it. You know, he would have to like stoop down and be like, "How are you doing there, little fella?"
No man, I only got
who
just a
was
few
the short
inches on it.
king?
I think I like that my height is like the least attributable part of my personality. Like it doesn't matter that I'm a tall person or not. So I like that. I like that my height catches people off guard because it just means that it doesn't. That's not what defines me as a person. So I appreciate that.
No, it's just it's so funny. Like like God, we had a lot of fun that weekend, but it's still just like because when someone's sitting, because on here we all look about the same height. KJ was sitting like, okay, cool, and KJ stands up, and I'm like, fuck. It's like Steve, K Wish is tall. Okay, all right. Like, I am like 5'10" is like average above average, but I'm like, all right, now I know how Wolverine feels. All right, let's go on with this. Okay.
Next year, man, we gotta split it. We gotta share a drink, man.
Yes. Okay. So, KJ and then Jason. KJ, what was your? Actually, I know what your favorite moment of comic was, but why don't you tell the audience, all 4 people watching right now, what your moment was?
Okay, so it's kind of a two-parter, if I'm being honest, because the line for Hall H was long. But in the time of waiting, I created a new Instagram account called KJ Squared. So it's KJ Squared _, and that's what I'm gonna start using for film reviews and
Yes,
TV
I
and
love
everything
that.
else. So it was like creating that, and I've been playing with KJ Squared for a long time, like since Mad Max Fury Road, and it's like if not now, when? So there it is. It was a long, difficult birth, but it's here and it is loud and proud. And yeah,
Nice.
Doomsday, Dr. Doom, RDJ. Like when the Russos came out, we were hooting, hollering. I lost my voice. We're like, Russo. And they came out and they're talking about we need the greatest actor. I'm like, they're not talking about RDJ, isn't it? They couldn't. No, they wouldn't. It's impossible. And boom, he took off his mask, new mask, same task. And a Brinks truck. I think dude's gonna get like 80 mil just for Doomsday alone. And a piece of the pie, back end. Dude's gonna get paid. Russo's gonna get paid. We're all gonna go see the movie, so Marvel still gets paid at the end of it.
Yeah.
Like it's
And Jason, don't comment yet because that's a segment later on. I know. What was your favorite moment? Actually, KJ, I thought it was gonna be the Sergeant Slaughter autograph, like meeting him. That's what I was going with, but okay.
That was great. It really was. And he gave me a yo Joe because people were being rude, frankly. They're like, Sarge, over here. And all I just said was thank you. And he responded to that. And that was like really touching. And yeah, he autographed my poster. Where is it? I have it around here somewhere.
K Wish was able to give me that poster, dude. It's such a badass.
It's great. It's a great print. It really is. And I got it all signed from the Joe team and everyone else. So that was definitely a highlight too. Nice. Yeah, it was a really great weekend.
Jason, what was your moment?
You know what's going to be my weird moment? The one that I had the most fun with my crew for something that I never do. Her universe has a fashion runway show every year. I have never been to a fashion runway show. Look at me. Do I look like I was going to cuss? Do I look like a person that goes to a fashion runway show? But we sat front row.
I mean, we don't know.
I mean, I will give anybody props when they do something that I can't do well. I can't sew and design and crap like that. I wear black t-shirts and jeans and boots. I don't have fashion sense. But these people put a lot of work into these, so I got to give them props. I didn't realize how loud I was at this show because afterwards they were all coming out. They were like, "You are the best hype man," and they were like, they said I was a beacon of positivity for when they were coming out, which I was very proud of. I was glad to provide that, but I had fun. Like I do all kinds of stuff that I do every year. I see premieres. I buy action figures. I meet people. That's stuff I do at Comic-Con all year. A fashion show? Nah. And plus, we were making fun. I mean, not making fun. We were acting like the other influencers that were there. Like they're posing by the stage with their little goodie bags. Like, look at me, I'm at the fashion. So here I am, in cowboy hat and berserk vest. I'm like, look at me, I'm an influencer. And these people knew we were making fun of them too. They were giving me some serious stink eye. But you know what? We had a blast. Ashley Eckstein, voice of Ahsoka from Clone Wars and CEO of her universe, puts on an excellent show. High-fived her afterwards. Just was a good time for something that I never do. Like, I've never done.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that you brought that. That's one of the things that going to Comic-Con, you should be, you know, experiencing and seeing. Like, I had never seen a Viking ship go up in flames. I got to see that. It was really cool. Just like walking along the pier. You're like, what the? That's awesome.
I mean, just overall, I mean, it was still a good time, but I'd say that was the highlight because our whole team was together. We're front row. Also, people were mad because we were front row. Like all these people in there in their fancy little dresses and crap. Here we are in a bunch of cowboy hats sitting up front row, just hooting and hollering and acting a fool. So
I won't lie, I loved your hat. I was like, that's a dope hat.
I like that one too. That's why I brought that one out there. People remember that.
That was a damn good hat. All right. Now, God damn it, KJ. Walking like a... All right. I'm going to try and... Now I have some thought in my head. Thank you for that. All right. I'm going to try and bring on our third guest, former my co-host from Bayou City Geeks, Jason Elliott. Let's see if it works.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, you look there. It's not jumping at all.
And here's the thing. I just fixed the audio on my laptop here, and now I can't even get in.
I mean, it sounds good now, and it looks a lot better. You were looking like a really like 2002 video or whatever.
Like Max Headroom.
Exactly.
Looks good, man.
All right. So now we're going to go. We're going to cover. Let me bring this up real quick. Comic-Con is finally back to normal. 2 years of setbacks. Jason, you brought this up before the show, but could it leave San Diego? All right. Now, I have heard from 3 people that this might be happening. Now, the question is, where could it go?
Las Vegas. It's not going to do Vegas. The traffic. Listen, the traffic in LA is already bad. You know, and the thing is, like with LA, I mean, like with Vegas, you know, I've heard that they have like many convention centers, and also a friend of mine who lived out there for a while, he said the Las Vegas Convention Center is like 3 times what the San Diego Convention Center is. So the thing is, you can pack in more people. You have more room for panels. I mean, thing is, you know, the big Hall H panel, which what everybody goes for anyway, you can pack in more people, or you can even use Allegiant Stadium to house a panel. Think about it, 65,000, 75,000, you know, people packed into, you know, like the ball field.
All right, well, let me ask KJ this, because one of the things I love about San Diego is the ocean right there.
Yeah, the weather.
and the weather. Like, I've been to Vegas. It's not as hot as here in Houston or up in Dallas even. But KJ, Jason the X, so Jason Elliott picked Vegas. Where else would you want to see Comic-Con?
That's a tough one.
It's tricky because so many places already have their Comic-Cons. New York has theirs. Atlanta has Dragon Con, right? And so if Comic-Con, which was born in San Diego in like the texture and milieu of San Diego is a part of it, it's hard to really come up with other places. Like, do I want Comic-Con in Denver? Do I want Comic-Con in New Orleans? Right? Like, I think Vegas is a natural choice if it is going to leave San Diego, just because there's just more things to do. That's kind of what you want in the Comic-Con site. Like, if you can't get into Comic-Con, you want a place that can support other things going on. There have been plenty of years where I had no badge, but I still enjoyed everything else in San Diego. And Vegas
I've done
is
that.
a natural side
Yeah,
grade to that.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, there's a lot of stuff to enjoy around the con, but Vegas, you're on the Strip, and then you have, and then the thing is, John Campea, outlined this today for his show, and he said that basically you have more eating places around, like if they were to put it in the Las Vegas Convention Center, plus you have the Strip, you have a better inner city transportation, I mean, and plus you don't have a lottery system. I don't think that they would even do a lottery system for hotels because there's like what, a bunch of hotels around. You have almost 200,000, rooms available, and plus they're not going to sit up here and price gouge, because the thing is Vegas is busy year round. Think about that. Everybody goes to Vegas for some occasion year round, whether it's a wedding, whether it's to get away, do New Year's
Right.
Eve. People, go to Vegas around. It's a tourist city.
Right. Jason the X, let me ask you this. Do you think, because the issue with this is the hotel price gouging, that's the issue, is like the fact that hotels, do you think that San Diego could work out a deal with the hotels? Or do you think that it's just, capitalism run amok and the hotels don't have to listen to them? Because if they lose San Diego, they lose that money.
Yeah. As far as like it moving, I agree with Jason about Las Vegas. Great infrastructure to host an event like that. But I think Los Angeles would probably be the one that would pay the most to get them, mainly because they're losing a lot of stuff with E3 no longer going on. That was a large source of revenue for that city as well. But as far as talks of San Diego Comic-Con moving out, I don't think it's going to happen. They have too much ingrained in that city. That would be a huge loss on the city as far as money every year. They literally have the museum there. Mind you, they could pack up the museum and go wherever they want to. But I think literally SDCC is the name of the con. This could be something where, hey, we want the city to give us more money. Maybe they do want the hotels to come down in price. So they always, every now and then, they have these rumors where San Diego Comic-Con might move out of San Diego. I think it's really more of a negotiating tactic, which is smart. It's you stand on strong ground when you're SDCC negotiating with the city. But this could be a way to get better services. But the building and the area are showing their age because the infrastructure is not there. That's why Comic-Con no longer is in the convention center. It's at Petco Park. It's at the 4 blocks surrounding San Diego. The event has grown, but it's grown out. So we're still able to do this. We're still able to accommodate. It's like a street festival at this point. So as far as it moving out, I have 10% belief that it could happen. This is a negotiating thing. This is to get the city to spend more. They literally opened up a museum there this year over at Balboa Park. That's also bringing revenue. I think the city gave them that building just so they can put stuff in there, which also the museum is very nice. I'm going to go visit it. I don't think it's going to happen, but you got, if it was on that long shot, Vegas has infrastructure. You mentioned the hotels. It would be a smart choice. But I think Los Angeles will come in with the money last minute. Please bring this event here, because I don't know if any of y'all have ever attended E3, but that was a huge money maker for Los Angeles when they had that, and it is gone. So they still have Anime Expo, I believe is the big one that they have there, but it would become a bidding war between the two cities were they to move. But that's my 2 picks. Sorry, that was long-winded, but.
All right, so fair. Okay. KJ, any last talking points on San Diego, maybe or maybe not leaving San Diego?
Yeah, I've been to Anime Expo in LA before where the lines were so long and it was so hot, people were passing out. They had to get like ambulances. Like by the
Cool.
time I got in, I was so sore from standing in that line. I felt it for days. We all got refunds from emailing them. It was that bad. It was that understaffed. It was that unprofessional and unprepared. But San Diego, there were security concerns. I know that a lot of people got into the Deadpool celebration of life, didn't even have a ticket because security just wasn't being careful. I had a press badge, but I was in the wrong line because no one told me where the press area was. So Comic-Con is old enough that it shouldn't still be going through growing pains. And I'm at the point now where I'd rather see just a good show for the culture than it stay at a place it shouldn't be at because of sunken cost fallacy. Like, things evolve, things change. I'm a big supporter and believer in change. And if San Diego wants to keep Comic-Con, then they need to evolve. They need to change, and they need to create a space for a better show, or else.
Now, I don't see them move. I said LA, but they do WonderCon in LA. So, and that's the other part. You mentioned that, KJ. Anime Expo and WonderCon, I believe they're in the same venue.
No. WonderCon is Anaheim.
Oh, Anaheim. Okay.
And the Anime Expo has been in the LA Convention Center. I don't know if it still is. When I went, it was in LA.
That's right. Anaheim was a good location.
Anaheim's good. It's a great location.
Yeah.
But it is smaller. It is smaller than the San Diego.
WonderCon is their smaller convention.
Yeah.
So, well, now I kind of wonder because that was dumb for me to say that. Anaheim is a good location. Yeah, don't laugh at that. It was a poor joke.
Listen, I've been to Paracon when it was here in SoCal. That sort of like reignited my love for Motu. Been to Long Beach Comic Con. One of my good friends was a big promoter and of Long Beach. Pasadena had conventions. So the root of the Comic Con is small, right? Think Tallahassee, think Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. Think these small places, and just this gathering of nerds where they can celebrate Babylon 5 and Star Trek and Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future or whatever else, right? So when San Diego started, it was that same size. It was that same feel. It was the people who was reading Starlog. They were reading, Heavy Metal or 2000 AD, that kind of stuff, right? And the OGs, and then it grew, right? So if Comic-Con has outgrown San Diego, then it's time for a change.
So hear me out. Some of the negotiating tactics, because what are you going to do? You can't stop and tear that convention center down. You can't, or else you won't have a Comic-Con. It will take them years. Here's a thought: link the two hotels. Get that space between the hotels. Link that hotel with the convention. Link both hotels on both sides with the convention center. It's something that they did here in Dallas with the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center. They built the Omni Hotel, and it's got a pass through to get right into the convention center. That's going to allow you a lot more room. So you can't. The infrastructure isn't there because the people. It keeps growing every year. So that's my best case scenario. You need to build something linking the two hotels, which is where everyone stays anyway. Yeah. And if you have that method for people to get to the hotel from the convention center without having to go outside so much, I think that would be a good case to make for SDCC to the city. Link these two things up. Get rid of this empty space that doesn't get used for anything. In the really, it's just walkway space from Hall H over to the other hotel. You know that space I'm talking about. They could easily build between those two hotels. It's not going to be a lot of room in the grand scheme of things, but it's going to be additional room.
That's enough. Yeah.
But it's also, does the city want to do that? Do they have other events that they could support that are this size? Doubtful. San Diego brings in a lot of people. Or SDCC brings in a lot of people. So it's something that I've seen it and I've been like, why don't they link these two hotels? Just the thought.
That's good. It's a good
thought. Ask me what I think, Great idea.
You should say email San Diego. Listen, I have good ideas to save your con. Listen.
Look, if they actually link those hotels, I will be mad as hell because I'll figure somebody was listening to this show, heard it, and was like, hey, I heard this jackass in a Sailor Moon shirt say something about linking the hotels. I will be mad. I'll be upset. I want my cut. There.
Fair. KJ, you're going to say something real quick before we're going to move on to.
No, I was just being like, I was pretending to be the guy hearing Jason's idea and be like, hey.
Hey, that's a good idea. All right. Now, spoilers now. We're jumping into Deadpool and Wolverine because that movie has been killing it. Killing it. Holy shnikes. All right. So, the one thing that I will say is that, much like No Way Home, wonderful fan service. Wonderful fan service. I did KJ sent this to me. I'm like, I gotta put this in the show. All right, wonderful fan service. The one con, the one negative I have on this movie, actually I have two, is that Cassandra Nova, if you read the books, is an insane powerhouse, and I feel like a lot of just comic book movies in general, the villain was a one and done. Kind of. Oh, later, Jason. And then y'all can laugh at me all you want, but I feel the fourth wall breaking on this one was like fourth wall breaking on cocaine.
Funny because they can only have so many cocaine jokes.
I mean, true. I feel that what's up, Spec's in the chat. And yes, Lance, I actually have two negatives. When you look at the amount of times that Deadpool broke the fourth wall in the first one and the second one, it was the right amount. I feel that this one was over the top and sometimes detracted from the movie. And I know it's Deadpool, but not every five minutes did not have to have a fourth wall break. That's just me. KJ, thoughts?
I loved how extreme meta it got. The more you know about behind the scenes, the more rewarding it was. Like when you know about how long it took for Gambit to get made and then it fell through, stuff like that. Seeing the cameos. I guess we're gonna launch into full spoilers now.
Oh, so yeah, like full spoiler.
Like him talking, like just even small jokes, like Deadpool saying, like, "Oh, I'm sorry about Daredevil," and then Jennifer Garner's lecture, she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Damn!" Right? Like nothing was off limits. Like even Hugh Jackman's divorce, and he was a devoted husband. Like he's been very private about surrounding the divorce, so it says a lot that he was willing to joke about it in this film, or the Calverine, like that kind of stuff, right? And it's like, okay, well, how does the void work? Like, who survives the void? It's like, is that all these film universes? Don't think about it. Don't think about it. They're just having a good time. It's like, how did he get from Earth 616 to 10005? Don't think about it. It's Deadpool. This isn't that kind of movie, and in doing that allows you to just make the statement you want to make. Barbie did the same thing. How does Barbie Land works? Barbie Land. So if a child plays with a Barbie Land, okay, like don't let the logic get in the way of a good story.
Jason?
First off, from someone that has been brutally compared to the two main characters in this movie all of his life, I enjoyed the hell out of this one. It was brutally honest in some ways. Of course, the meta stuff, but honestly, I love a good cop, bad cop. We're not a buddy cop movie, which is what this was. But a buddy cop movie with powers. Everything about it, like having only seen it yesterday, I'm still got that. I finally got to see this on screen, something that I never thought I was going to be able to see again. Disney, thank you very much. I never thought I'd say those words. But fourth wall breaking, Deadpool does that all the time. Bring it on. The jokes fired off, every damn cameo. I almost feel like there could have been another 20 minutes of this movie and I wouldn't have been upset. I did see some people walk out of mine about 25 minutes in because they were upset about the Jesus line.
But he is Marvel Jesus.
And they walked out of the movie theater.
Some people they can't take those kinds of jokes. They get very sensitive about it. I've lost one of my favorite teachers got fired because she taught the story of Jesus as mythology. And there are mythological aspects to Jesus' story that predate the story of Jesus, right? Like the concept of the virgin birth. She lost her job because of that.
Well,
we got a lot of work to do as a society.
And granted, they were a little vocal about it as they were leaving. That's how I know that's what upset them, to which I said, okay, we're trying to watch the movie, shut up. So, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Don't go away. But I love the movie. I think if they were not going to do another Deadpool or Wolverine movie, this would be a perfect one to leave it off on. Yes, all these cameos that I was looking at in the background on all the scenes, trying to catch everything. But we haven't even gotten into the cameos. Look, when Snipes walked out, it was a theater with the reclining chairs. I'm normally quite reserved and quiet in the theater. Not on this one. I started hitting the friggin' recliner in the chair like, yes. And granted, it got spoiled for me while I was.
Yeah, same here.
I hate people. Shut up. Just don't talk about the movie. I know it came out on the biggest weekend and all the nerds are out of town, but shut your mouth.
Yeah, don't you know I'm at Comic-Con right now and I can't see this fucking movie until I'm back?
Yeah. We tried to go see it, but all the theaters were sold out. So
all the theaters are like 3 miles away from the convention center.
What's his name? Is it Tatum Channing or Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum.
Okay, the whole Gambit thing, just comedy gold. Just never got made. This man walked the stage at Hall H when they announced his movie. He helped Stan off the stage and never got his damn movie. He deserved every line and every bit of salt that he had in this movie. And I served with a Creole guy. I couldn't understand a damn thing he was saying. So no notes about the accent.
Like
but that is perfect.
So a few things. A, the fact that he was like, the fact that the saltiness, you're right, came through every delivery of not being known, not being seen. It's like, God damn, okay. The fact that he wore the same shirt to Hall H that he did 10 years ago when they announced the Gambit movie. His accent. My wife actually goes, I was like, oh my God, Gambit. She goes, did you understand a word he said? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. They was, I told her the whole story, and she was like, I would need subtitles for the movie. I'm like, yeah.
That's how them people talk. I served for 5 years with a guy who was deep Creole, and every now and then I'd be like, what? What did you say? You want to like say that slower and
in English,
enunciate more. So I got no notes. And David's Speck in the chat's absolutely right. He did perfect. Which I hope that looking at this, let's just go ahead and make this man Gambit. Let's do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Look,
he performed well,
and also the fact that they gave him like because he is a dancer, he could do the Gambit fight style.
Mm-hmm. He still got it. This whole movie has been like
notes, man. He did fine. He did great.
Yeah. This whole movie has been a redemption song for X-Men Origins Wolverine, because you had Deadpool, you had Gambit, you had all these different elements in it, and it was just done horribly. And now you have comic book accuracy, even the comic book accurate Wolverine joke, the short king, like that kind of stuff. Right?
Like, let's go back to that picture real quick. Like, first off, AOA, I'm like, holy shit. Like when they did this cover, like, holy shit. The short king, I was like, God damn it, this is hilarious.
Is that really what 5'3" would look like? Is that really what 5'3" really? Damn. I don't feel so bad. I'm 5'10", 5'8". I mean 5'9", 5'10". So okay, cool. I feel better about myself.
Can I? So I actually saw someone post this, and I couldn't argue with them. They said the brown and yellow suit actually looked a little better than the blue and gold.
It's good. It's a good looking suit.
Yeah, I've seen the stills of the brown suit. It looks very comic accurate. I'm kind of like, so we just got with this one.
Yeah. I mean, they did so many things right. Like his
that
bush
LA suit looks great.
was hilarious. This was great. I liked like the Wish versions of the Russian Arclight. Lady Deathstroke.
Got him in there.
I mean, they just threw them all in there. Quill, Bullseye. I like that Bullseye is like, has like the ninja stars on him. Like, all right. I like how everyone thought he was Blade.
It could be Colin Farrell. We didn't recognize Miss Penguin. That might be him in that makeup.
Colin Farrell with a tan.
Exactly. Deep, dark tan. Lady Deathpool was hilarious. Of course, Blake did the voice for that one. Dana, what's her name?
Daphne King.
There we go. Daphne King. I'm so glad they brought her back. I'm glad that he saved her. He's like, I need to bring someone. Like, I'm like, all right, that was perfect. Pyro was. I mean, all these. This is the one. What? God damn it! There we go. This is the one. I wish we gotten a slightly bigger fight scene, or acknowledge that they were brothers. That is it. They had
a lot to cover. They had a lot of ground to cover, and
and you know what? He went straight Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, just went straight for the head, and then Deadpool picked it up. I love that.
Yeah, get rid of him, man. Wolverine, just cut it down. Get rid of him.
That was
don't Joker this fool. This one, I saw the image there.
That was hilarious. We'll treat you better than the dipshits down the street.
Was this not the biggest middle finger to DC?
Mm-hmm. It was great.
This was a shots fired moment to DC here.
Now, Tony brings up a good point. Pyro, the fact that Pyro depowered the Human Torch. And I was like, what the shit? And it kind of did suck, but I'm like, wait, does control fire.
Yep, complete control.
So he kind of could do that. I look at that, like that is just, I want this.
Who called Jennifer Garner coming back as Elektra too?
This was a superb team up, and really it's a love letter to everything Marvel. Like there's Disney Marvel, and then there was just trying to survive Marvel. What New Line wants to do a Marvel.
This is all Fox stuff too,
yeah. And like that little clip at the end of the movie was touching because for the longest time that's what we had. Like was Tim Story's Fantastic Four movies good? They were there. Ang Lee's Hulk, it was there for the time.
Yeah. I wanted a little bit more from Human Torch, but it was still fun. And the fact that they let Chris Evans just completely go off, it was hilarious.
I knew something was up. I was like, wait a minute, something's not right here. Until right before he flamed on. So
the only one that didn't get spoiled for me was Blade. I knew every other cameo, but Blade did not get spoiled for me. Yeah,
Blade was the only one that got spoiled for me. So okay.
Yeah.
When I saw Snipes walk across the room, I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay, I had to calm myself down.
When he said, "I'm the only Blade," and Deadpool slowly looked at the camera. But no, yeah, you are.
Well, and there's a moment. It was funny, kind of like, wait, what the? Where he gets stabbed in the chest. I'm like, wait. I'm like, is that going to take out Blade? I'm like, oh wait, no, he's a vampire. He's a vampire.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get the whole like everybody's going to die now scene, and I'm kind of glad they didn't go with that.
But they wanted you to feel that. They want you to feel,
But here's where I'm again cautiously optimistic about maybe a Gambit film, because we see them all get wiped out by the giant I can't think of the monster's name right now.
The Elliott or something. Elliott.
X-23 survived. I'm like, okay, so if X-23 survived, maybe Gambit survived. Maybe that Blade survived. I think there's a lot there. But the fact that the Daredevil died, which I wanted to see Ben Affleck. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Eliath. Thank you, Tony.
Yes,
I
Tony,
like that. I like that the Daredevil movie, especially the R-rated film version. That was really good. And then the Punisher. I'm like, oh, if they had brought Thomas Jane back, even if he gets killed off, but if they had brought back Thomas Jane,
I honestly like the Ray Stevenson version better than I like Thomas Jane's. Punisher Warzone. I like that one more.
I can't argue with that. There are parts of it that I really liked. Like I thought Ray Stevenson did an amazing job as Punisher.
Yes.
And I liked that when he finds that he killed an undercover cop, it looks like his world is demolished because that's not who he is. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Thomas James was a lot of talking, a lot of development. Ray Stevenson was just a force of nature in that movie, and I was here. That's how I want my Frank Castle to be.
There's an argument for movies that don't have origin stories. Just go.
That's
Just
fair.
show me the
that is
fair. Blade, the 1998's Blade, not an origin story. He
You're
starts
right.
off killing motherfuckers.
They get to it, but you're right.
Yeah.
And also, let's also just state that Blade laid the groundwork for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to happen, as far as like the money and getting that going. And I don't think
Blade walked so that others could run. 100%. I look, and I even like Blade 3 for the most part. A lot of it
God,
sucks.
they had inside jokes Blade 3 in there too.
I mean, they had a lot of great stuff, and you know, when he said some motherfuckers always try and skate uphill, I was like, fuck yeah. So it was funny though. So when we went, packed house, like the guy next to me was eating like rat boy, just I'm like, shut the fuck. The girl next to my wife, she goes, we get out. I'm like, and she goes, did you hear that girl? I'm like, who? Like, no, she goes, the girl next to me. I'm like, what was she? What? No, because when you're watching a movie, you get so focused in on it that you get so focused in the movie, you don't hear anything else. I heard the oohs, all that. The girl next to my wife was laughing. Like she was like, I knew that. Like she was trying to like show that she knew who the person was. And my wife's like, bitch, you don't know who this person is. Shut up. I'm like, that's my wife, gentlemen. That's my wife, ladies and gentlemen. She's like, shut up. Like, I know who it is because you, but I'm so keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to be like, I knew that. I'm like, it's like, thank you, baby. She's annoyed at different things. It's funny. All right. Cameos were spot on. This was I'm gonna give this movie a B plus, like an 89.990, like an A minus, right? I feel that it did a lot for kind of like the MCU back in, which we get every fucking year. But it propelled, but I think it was a good goodbye. It was a good goodbye to the Fox Cinematic Universe. KJ, what are you giving Blade 3?
I give it a 9 out of 10. I thought that it wouldn't survive a second viewing, but I've seen it twice. I'll watch it thrice, and I'll invent a word that means 4 times. Thrice. I'll see it twice.
There you go.
Okay. Jason, what are you giving it, buddy?
Definitely a 9 out of 10. Great movie. I was entertained. I laughed. Yes, it could suffer from maybe some story development, could have been done, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to watch Deadpool act a damn fool and have a bunch of violence. Anybody saying like that, oh, well, it was too much violence and too much Joker. Well, then this wasn't the movie for you. It's kind of like when Siskel and Ebert reviewed Transformers. Shut up, both of you. You don't understand it. This movie wasn't for you. But I even think a casual could go into this movie not knowing anything and be entertained. And that is one thing that I will always give a movie marks for. So, yeah.
I am glad. No, I mean, I was going to say, I'm glad you brought up Siskel and Ebert, because to this day, I'll never forgive them, because my brother and I went to go watch Scooby-Doo, the James Gunn movie. And we come back, and Siskel and Ebert are like, well, this movie won't be winning any Oscars. I'm like, no shit, dude, it's Scooby-Doo. But it was fun.
Yeah. And I would say, I don't give a shit about the Oscars.
Yeah.
Put more black people on the board. I'm sorry. That came from another place. So
look, all I can say is not every meal can be lobster tail and filet mignon, right? Sometimes I'm going to go to Jack in the Box. Sometimes I just want a double Jack and curly fries, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I want a baked potato, and that's it. There's a regular ass baked potato with some salt, right? But
I don't need filet mignon. Sometimes I want some well-seasoned oxtails and beans from the crock pot.
Okay.
But as long as I leave full and happy, there you go. That's what I needed.
Did you enjoy your meal?
Exactly.
Are you full? Are you content? Yes.
Yeah.
And I will say this about this movie. Everyone understood the assignment. No one slacked. The scene, and I've watched like 3 times today, where Wolverine goes off on Deadpool, and he goes, and God's joke is that you won't die alone, because we're cursed with immortality. I'm like, that whole scene where Deadpool, all right, I'm gonna kill you now. I'm like, the anger and hurt in that scene from Hugh Jackman was absolutely brilliant. Like, everyone gave like such great performances. Like, God, even the actress who played Cassandra Nova, like, she was a vicious villain. I'm like, don't kill her off. Let her come back. Oh my God, because she was like, the way she just like played with people, like they were playthings. I'm like, okay.
I don't recall anything I've seen that actress in, but I'm curious to know more about her after her performance as Cassandra Nova.
Same. All right. How do I want to do this? Let's save the big reveal for the end, and let's go into some quick San Diego news. We did get that Marvel is confirming that Ant-Man will be through that Celestial. It's about time. Captain America 4 will establish Celestials made out of adamantium. I'm good. Oh, she was Princess Di in The Crown. There you go, Jason. Thanks, David.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that, but like I said, I'm willing to watch more performances for that actress. She was very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently she had good range. Apparently. Celestials will be made out of adamantium. That is interesting. I'm hoping that they finally address the giant being coming out of the earth.
Okay. That's a good use of that drop story point. Okay.
Yeah. No joke.
Cool. Yeah, and they played a scene from Captain America 4, and it was cool how they revealed it about, like, President Thaddeus Ross is like, we've discovered adamantium. And we're like, okay, that's pretty cool. So it's going to be people fighting over this resource, basically, and it's going to have a real geopolitical aspect to it. It's interesting. It's looks like there's going to be some nuance involved with it. It's nice.
Good, as it should. If this is true, I love this. Should have Marvel Jesus, the eternal son of the MCU. Fuck's that. Look, I didn't hate the Eternal, but it was 45 minutes too long. Should have been re-edited. Anyways, a Wolverine versus Hulk film is reportedly in the works at Marvel. Now, I do know that Mark Ruffalo is in Captain America 4 because there were Hulks in Part 4. How and why this happens, I don't know, but give it to me. I want Wolverine
Considering the violence level they were willing to go to in Deadpool and Wolverine. Absolutely, I think you're ready to give me this movie.
I know Lindelof did an Ultimate Wolverine Hulk where Hulk just rips dude in half. So as long as that scene's in it, that'd be cool.
Yes.
But Lindelof, props for Watchmen. Props for the Watchmen adaptation. Lindelof doesn't need to make this one. It's fine.
That's very
we
true.
saw Juggernaut basically do that to Deadpool and Deadpool 2. So
All right, yeah.
essentially, that's only more violent. Rip.
More entrails.
Now I will say, back to Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool using Wolverine's body as weapons was hilarious.
To a dance number.
Dude, Kate saying bye earlier. Like that was such a great moment. I was laughing. That's how you open a movie up for me, with a great dance number by one of the late 90s, early 2000s biggest boy bands.
So Dancepool, shout out to the dancer who was Dancepool. That dude was hitting it. He was hitting those, man.
Yes. He was fantastic. The Thunderbolts. I dig that poster.
The Walmart logo?
Oh god damn it.
Disney bought Walmart, man.
You ruined this for me, Jerry.
Look at it, Bobby. Look at it. It's the Walmart logo.
Disney bought Walmart.
God
And
damn it.
bought everything else.
God damn
I ruined it. Oh, thank you. I'm weak.
Oh my god.
The memes write themselves, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true. Real quick, you did nice pull as a human shield. That was hilarious. But I did love the fact he did deserve it. But I love the fact that when Dead Nice Pull broke the fifth wall with the proposal, like, whoa, what the fuck did you just do? The package. I love the fact that they put a package on him. That was hilarious. That was funny. Thunderbolts. Now, KJ, I got these from a friend of GHG, Jadero Belser, but did they show the Sentry at Hall H?
I don't remember seeing the Sentry.
Okay.
They did show a trailer. They showed some footage. I don't remember the Sentry being in there. If the Sentry is a part of it, that's interesting. But I don't remember that.
Interesting. I'm curious if these are real, if these are leaked from someone else. But the
Sentry would be a great villain to go up against. Yeah.
And a rumor I did hear was that Sebastian Stan will be running for Senate.
I heard also he was going to be a congressman in there, which is,
or he's going to be one already. Yeah.
Weird, but okay. I don't know if we need that plot point, but I guess they can work with it.
I save the Earth. Vote for me. It's like, I mean,
it's a popularity contest. I mean, there was footage or congressional footage. So yeah,
exactly. Now this I actually was kind of shocked about. I'm like, okay, because Seth Rollins will be King Cobra, and Esposito will dethrone him in the Serpent Society and play Sidewinder. That is interesting.
I actually heard rumors he was playing GW Bridge, and yeah, I thought that was what it was, but I guess I heard. It's not like I made a decision on it, but it works.
Because when the rumor came out of him playing GW Bridge, he came out and said no one's guessed my character yet. And I'm like, oh,
really? Oh, okay. I didn't hear him say that. So
yeah,
it's Esposito. I mean, what can't he do? You know,
it's true. I met him once at a con here. Ooh. An extremely nice gentleman, like so just courteous, and like gave everyone their 2 minutes to talk to him, and his time was long. He talked to everyone. It was really, really great. And oof.
I've seen him interact with people at Dallas Fan Expo, and I've only heard good things about people meeting him in person. So, yeah, you gotta love guys like that.
Yeah, he's a complete badass. Spec is right here. Anything has to be better than the way they did Luke Cage with the Serpent Society. Yeah, they ruined Copperhead in that. God.
Just gonna, some things were not done correctly in that one, but I still like the Luke Cage series for what it was.
Luke Cage, like the first half before they killed Ali, was tied with Daredevil season 1, one of the best shows MCU has ever done.
Okay.
Like up until they killed off Ali, like they made Mahershala Ali a seriously complex villain. And then like what the fuck? Then they just like then he like has a half brother. Like what the shit? All right. I mean, I know it's different to Copperhead, but it's still have the Copperhead head. So okay, so he's playing Sidewinder. I'm excited to see what they do with the Serpent Society. Here they are at the panel. KJ, what was that panel like?
It was fun, man, but the truth was, once Harrison Ford came out, it was the Harrison Ford show. Because it was like Anthony Mackie was like, yeah, I got Harrison fucking Ford. Harrison, get him. Like, it was like, yeah, I would do the same thing too. If Harrison Ford was my homies, I would have very little use for all my other homies. Like, I would basically just say, yeah, man, people show love to that dude still, and he gave props to William Hurt and everything else. But it's great to see Anthony Mackie step up as Captain America, Denny Ramirez. It's crazy. Samuel Stearns, man, I keep forgetting this actor's name. Oh, brother, where art thou? They even shot scenes in Dune Part 2. But anyway, he's great, and they brought him back from, like, he was in the second MCU film, and they're still bringing him back. So you just never know when they're going to keep reusing elements or that kind of thing. It's a full universe. It really is.
Which I like. I think that was a really great Tim Blake Nelson. There we go.
Tim Blake Nelson, thank you.
Okay.
Fuck. Yeah. It's a great cast. So the reshoots, they're worth it. Disney has the money. If they can change things for the better, they can do it. It's always great if you can workshop that stuff. Like I think like with Deadpool and Wolverine, they knew the movie they wanted to make. And they were just really clear-eyed about it, right? That doesn't always happen all the time. Sometimes it takes a longer path of discovery. I think there's not anyone that's a true fan doesn't want to see a bad Captain America 4. So whatever steps they have to take to make this right up there with the Winter Soldier, right up there, definitely better than Civil War. I like Civil War. Civil War is not Winter Soldier. How could it be? But this looks like they're going for it. It really does.
Yeah, I'll never argue against a video game being delayed or a movie being delayed because there's something we can go back and make a little bit better. Then do it. Get your storyline, get your story laid out before you tell me what it is.
So I was actually talking to a friend of the show, but a buddy of mine, Lance, in the chat. But I was talking to Lance about how, like, with Deadpool, I like the part with Shang-Chi, and I love Shang-Chi, right? And the reason, Shang-Chi, Guardians, Doctor Strange, Winter Soldier. The reason why those are my favorite Marvel films because they are X-genre disguised as a comic book film. So with Winter Soldier, you've got government espionage wrapped in comic book. Shang-Chi, 70s kung fu film, wrapped in a kung fu film. I feel that if they do this right, New World Order could be on there with Winter Soldier if they do it right. So let's hope. Let's hope. And then we did get a teaser trailer for Creature Commandos. I threw this in there because I watched the trailer and it looks fun. It looks fun. Anything with Alan Tudyk in it, I'll watch, especially as a World War II Nazi-killing Robot. I mean, how can you want to watch this?
I know. DC animated films have always been traditionally hit instead of miss. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm in for Creature Commandos, man.
Yeah. KJ?
That it's still Task Force M, like it's Suicide Squad, but it's Creature Commandos. So
yeah,
am I correct in that was Viola Davis who was voicing Amanda Waller? That was Viola, right?
Yeah, but how?
Okay, I meant to go back and look at the casting, but I was like, oh, that's when I heard the voice. I was like, oh yeah, that's her. I wasn't sure, but I was like, that's her.
What do you mean? How, KJ?
I'll accept. She's so good at
it. Yeah. So, and James Gunn did say that live action and cartoon, like these cartoons, will all the same actors. So, so Frank Grillo, who I can't remember who he's playing right in here. If they do a live action, Frank Grillo will play that character. So Alan Tudyk will be the GI. What's his name? Jeremy. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, yes. I love that. I love like that they're doing that. He wants everything to be cohesive. And you know what? Real quick, before we jump on to the last point of news, that new DC Studios logo, chef's kiss.
Sometimes
I love that.
Better.
Yeah.
Simple and classic.
Yeah. KJ, you gonna say something, buddy?
I agreed all points.
Okay. Now, this last part, I have been optimistic on it. I know some friends in the old Pokemon chat have been like, Fantastic Four first steps. Everything about this. Like I wish I could have seen this. I wish I could have seen this.
This happened 5 minutes after I left that night. I was so mad.
No.
So mad. Like I get back and I'm getting alerts to my phone, literally walking into my Airbnb, and I missed this, and I'm so upset. But this is understand. One of the reasons people got so anxious for Deadpool and Wolverine is because of the marketing going into it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what Marvel needs to do. Get people hyped. Keep it in front of people's faces. Yeah. Make a huge drone show like this. Get people excited. This is what trailers are made to do. This is why you put it on the side of soda cans and in your favorite fast food place and stuff like that. You have to get the marketing right. Get people excited to watch a movie again.
Yeah.
And this was a good move right here. A giant freaking Galactus with drones peeking over the Petco Park? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And KJ brought up something a little earlier. You know, we've gotten technically four Fantastic Four films. God damn it, Spec. We've had 4 Fantastic Four films. And look, the first Fantastic Four, the first Tim Story one, did it have its major flaws? Yeah. Was it basically at times a shot-for-shot remake of Spider-Man boardroom scene? Definitely. But was there a lot of good? I mean, the Fantastic Four casting was great. They really were. Michael Chiklis as the Thing, Chris Evans as Human Torch, great. Ian Gifford as Mr. Fantastic, good. I mean, they were Jessica Alba. I mean, sure, I don't know. But it was all fun. And then we had the tank. No, what's it? Oh, Trank. No. Who did the Fantastic Four with Miles Teller?
Oh, that guy.
Josh Trank.
Yeah. Good Lord,
again,
I hate it. so much.
I had not watched that. I've refused to watch it. But again, great casting. Great casting, but
okay.
I
don't know,
but,
man. But go ahead. I like to forget that movie exists.
That's fair.
I went
That's
to an
fair.
advanced screening that they kept pushing back until literally the night before the movie came out to try to kill reviews. I was so angry and upset. I came home and shot a review of Fan Four Stick as more of like Paul Revere running through the city trying to warn everybody about something horrible coming. That's how bad. That's how strongly I felt about Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, Simon Kinberg had to finish directing that film.
Yeah,
and it wasn't pretty. He also directed Dark Phoenix, and that was even uglier.
Yeah,
like the
not
Fox
pretty.
Marvel.
I didn't know that. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, the Fox Marvel death has been a slow death. It's just because they just ran out of things to say.
Properly.
But,
now I did.
What? I can mercifully forget about that movie. As long as they don't bring it up again, I won't.
When I saw the Fantasticar flying on stage, KJ, what was that like, man? What was that?
It was
like?
amazing. We were all trying to figure out how are they doing this. Is there wires? I think it was drones. I think it's 4 drones. Yeah. And that's like an ultralight show.
It passed over the people on our show. They could hear the drones going underneath.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, very.
I love it. I was talking to Lance about this. I love this futuristic retro look for the 60s New York.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
This is I love stuff like this. Tomorrowland, The Incredibles.
Yes.
Like they Meet the Robinsons. Like whenever they can do stuff like this, like that George Jetson-y type stuff.
Yes, David, you got it right with the Jetsons. Yes. Make the buildings higher, it's the Jetsons. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think this is gonna be like the best version of that. Like this is the type of city that I want to see Galactus stomping through.
Yeah.
Like it's great. It's a pure Marvelized New York. I'm just wondering because clearly they want to bring the Fantastic Four into the regular universe. So all this is game to be destroyed if Galactus shows up. Like you said, you want to see him stomping through all this? Bring it on. Tear it on.
That was so cool.
Oh God!
How did that look on the screen, KJ?
It looked awesome. It looked totally awesome.
Like I love the back building.
Catapult.
God damn it! Stop! You and Jason, stop ruining the fucking Hall H for me. God damn it!
We refuse.
We got Walmart and we got fucking toilet.
We're gonna have a lot of fun.
I mean, it's a waterfall. It's a water fountain. Shut up. Okay. Anyways,
Sure,
I like Excelsior. I love the Excelsior launch pad because I've had to put Stanley in there some way.
Yeah.
I mean, they just did.
Pay homage any chance you get to the man. Yeah.
Exactly. They needed to have something for Jack Kirby as well, but I'll take this now. I do love where the Baxter Building sits. That's a big ass property. Like, damn. Like, you look at how that's a few city blocks in New York. That is not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's to scale, but it certainly has a great, elegant design.
I guess we're going to be maybe seeing it like a campus, like we've seen Fantastic Four has done in the comics a lot, where the Baxter Building will be like a place where other intellectuals can go.
I like that. I do like that.
Mm-hmm. Like when they did the Future Foundation in the comics. So could totally see them do, just call the Future Foundation in here.
And I mean, and we do know that Reed has sold tons of patents to the U.S. government. I'm sure that they might do that in here as well. I love that it's so retro in this. I mean, the astronaut suit. I mean, I love the fact that he was teaching a class. I mean, it's so good. Like, I love the giant thing. I looked at this.
Oh man, that looks so good. I think that nails that's about how big the thing should be. Not too big, like overly take up too much space on screen. I'm saying I'm liking what I'm seeing here.
And especially if they're doing practical effects, like they did, like that's the one thing I did love with Tim's story, that they used practical, and I like even in Deadpool Wolverine, like they built that entire TVA the room, they built it, and yes, Evan Moss Baccarat is playing the Thing. He's amazing in The Bear. KJ, I know I could see the trailer online. It was obviously leaked, which I don't know how you can leak. I don't know how, because people are watching everyone in that auditorium. I mean,
you can make it happen.
I mean, you can make it happen. Sure. All right. So, Jason, did you see the teaser trailer they released?
I saw the clips that you talk about somebody not shooting video. I saw the clips my team brought back from Hall 8. So yeah, I did see it.
All right. So KJ, I'll go with you first, and then Jason. What was your reaction to the trailer?
I can't wait to watch this Fantastic Four movie. I had been reading about Fantastic Four all the way back in the 90s, and that Chris Columbus wanted it. And by the way that after they budgeted it, it was like a $300 million movie. And this was like 1996, 97, right? So, and they've been talking about wanting to do a period Fantastic Four movie for about as long.
Yeah.
The same guy who did the Ant-Man movies, Yes Man, Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed wanted to do a Fantastic Four movie. And I think
Which
Matt
she did in
Shankman.
Quantumania.
Huh?
What she did with Quantumania was Fantastic Four.
Okay. But I think Quantumania didn't stick the landing. And I think Peyton Reed, like, he either needs strong writers to give him the material he needs. Some directors, they don't require that level of symbiotic relationship. Their voice is there. Yeah. Max Shackman, one of the best show is still like WandaVision. And it's like WandaVision was like the first thing to bring back that mystery box element since Lost. And it was kind of cool having that. But he got the retro vibes right, and it's great seeing him doing that again with Fantastic Four. The little teaser trailer was delightful. Even like stuff with the Fantastic Car and the futurized New York. It's in the right hands. Great cast, great chemistry. Like I'm pretty sure Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal was this close to heavily making out on the stage. Like the chemistry is real. So it's gonna be pretty good.
So apparently, when he grabbed her arm and she held his hand, he was having a panic attack. Because he has horrible anxiety. He has horrible anxiety, is what I was reading. And so, like, she was trying to calm him down. So, but again, great chemistry, because if you don't know your friend's having a panic attack, you just like stop. But
also being supportive like that too. That when you mentioned the chemistry, KJ, but to not just be like, oh, something is wrong over here, but jumping in to do it, that shows that there's a bond there. And I dig that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was having a panic attack. Poor guy. It's a big live stage to be on. So
well,
I know.
I've
never seen what it looks like from there, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty impressive when you're on stage looking out at everybody. Not like on a movie set. It's closed in, you know all these people, and you're working together. This is bright lights, cameras, and there's a lot of people in here. Also, the noise of Hall H.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can hear my body shake.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure with everyone facing him, he felt that even more. So that's just a cool thing. I'm glad that they that kind of friendship is there. So it makes me more excited for the movie, honestly.
Now, Jason, your team was there. You weren't there in Hall H?
No. I could have gone, but they had never been to Hall H before. And I wanted them to experience. I've been to Hall H a lot. I've sat right on the press pool, right off the right to the right of the stage. I actually got to fist bump Jason Momoa because he thought I was Samoan.
That's cool.
But I wanted them to experience, and they had fun. So that's
great. That's great. It's great.
But they brought all the videos and clips. Like I have it. Like you talk about, I don't know how this gets online. I know how I got my video. So
I think
like
films that
saying,
rock.
like, hey guys, I want y'all to go enjoy Hall H and have a good time and experience that. And then I just kind of got closer. But all of you have video cameras that I have bought. Bring it back. I went to go pick them up because we were saying Airbnb. I picked them up just so they could tell me everything that happened on the way back to the Airbnb.
That's
I need to know
hilarious.
now. Are y'all done with Hall H? I'm right around the corner. Pull up.
Bet. Let me know. Okay, what happened? All right. Now, the big news. Before we get to the big news, just the beer I am drinking is Gulf Kolsch Blonde Ale. Jason is from Dripping Springs. It's
Ooh.
Twisted X. It's Twisted X Brewery.
Oh, I'm drinking whiskey.
There we go. There we go.
I'm going to get another glass of water. I'll be right back. 1 minute.
I do have, yeah.
Okay.
Being prepared. I brought water too. But
That's what I.
as far as Fantastic Four, they have a chance to tell a very different story here, and I'm here for it because I don't see this movie ending well.
No.
Like we need something to get them into the MCU, and if it's Galactus, it's not gonna be good, man.
No.
Like
So-
there's a chance of some real tragedy in this movie.
So here's two things: is A, anytime you see that looking through your window, it's not good.
Just bricks
B,
falling out of my pants.
This is a different universe. Like this
No.
isn't the main universe. So the
Exactly.
fact that an interviewer was talking to Kevin Feige, and he said, "Okay, we learned about the anchors that when an anchor dies, that universe starts to slowly die. When Logan died in the Fox universe, that universe started to die." And he goes, "Well, is Tony Stark Marvel Prime's anchor?" Now, is there an anchor in the Fantastic Four movie that dies that we don't know about yet? So, I mean, obviously, it won't be the Fantastic. It won't be the Four, but could there be another hero? Could Cap die in this universe?
Absolutely. There are no with this type of universe, and I don't want to say there's no stakes. There aren't. You can do whatever without having affected the other universe. It's kind of like when they did Captain America: First Avenger. That was a time, but still there's stakes. They have to have something connected to the universe. They don't need that here. They just got to have something happen to get them into the MCU, and you can go big. So go big.
I mean, what?
Go big. It's Galactus. I mean,
What
I
in the-
didn't like it. I didn't like the delivery. Anyway,
What in the MacGuffin is that? All right,
Yeah,
now the big reveal. The coup de grace.
let me gather myself.
Shit. Holy shit, what is Marvel doing? RDJ is back as Doom. Now, there are a few things to mention here, Jason, before you get before you unload. Hey, my manager made a good point. He's not Doctor Doom. They didn't say Doctor Doom. They just said that he is Victor Von Doom. Now, specs right now, I called it on your page. I'm saying bait and switch. I'm calling bait and switch. I'm saying infamous Iron Man. I'm thinking that he is not the 616. I'm thinking he's that Fantastic Four. I don't think he's going to be Doctor Doom. I don't see that now. I could be wrong. But here's the thing, and I if they do this, this has to be done. The minute Doctor Doom pulls off his mask and is RDJ in Marvel in the 616 MCU universe, and the Avengers and Spider-Man see him and go, Tony, and he says no, the hearts need to shatter. Because you watch your best friend die, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's back as the villain. Okay. Jason, let's hear it. Why don't you like
All right.
this?
So it's not a matter of do I think RDJ would kill the role. I do think he would do a good job at the role. I think that Marvel is not about taking chances right now. Henceforth, they're bringing in the Russos and RDJ. Make us another $5 billion, please. But my only argument is I believe that there could have been another actor that could have done well in this role that needed the exposure. It's more of just not exposure so much, a chance. The MCU and Iron Man was all about taking a chance on Robert Downey Jr., who a lot of people had written off. This was a big opportunity for an up-and-coming actor that I felt, why couldn't we have explored somebody else for the role? That is my only argument. I like Robert Downey Jr. I love what he's done with Iron Man. I think he has one of the greatest comeback stories ever, and it was about someone taking a chance on him. And Iron Man killed it, reignited his career, set the bricks in motion for what we currently have. I don't dislike the man at all.
Right. I don't think you did.
Is there anyone else that we could have given this role to? I know that actors have returned to other roles within universes all the time. And I've never had any argument with that. I just believe that this is a missed opportunity for possibly another actor out there. Now, if it's a bait and switch, okay. But if you're going already with him, go all in. He's doomed, as far as I'm concerned now. I don't have a problem with the role. With him being the character, he'll do an awesome job. He will. I face that. But also I say this knowing that I'm sitting in my toy room talking to you two guys about it. I have zero effect on this. And am I going to go watch this movie? Of course I am. I don't make any decision. Like a friend of mine was actually upset with me about how strong my opinion was on it, which I don't begrudge anybody else that likes this, especially if you're a fan of Robert Downey Jr., then absolutely you should be happy about this and you should celebrate it. While I may have a differing opinion, I'm not going to, shit on yours. I just kind of wish that I could have seen another person grow into that role, get their name out there, maybe possibly do something else down the road. But right now, Marvel is in a place where they need to have a blockbuster again, and they went with what's safe, what they know will work. Open up the bank books, get the Russos and RDJ, and make us a movie. With everything that's been going on, business-wise, this is a good decision. This is a great decision. I heard the reaction. KJ, you heard the reaction when he took that mask off. People were genuinely happy about it. People were excited about it. It's a good business decision. But Marvel has gotten away from taking chances because some of them have not been as profitable. So, of course, let's go with something safe. Doesn't mean they're not going to take any chances on anything in the future. I'm not even shitting on it. Somebody got to pay the bills. And this is going to pay the bills. This is going to give us, a Blade movie, a Black Knight movie, something smaller. So let's go for it. I wish somebody else could have been in there. But fine, business-wise, let's go ahead. Let's make the $5 billion. I don't think this is we're not going to take any chances. We're not going to do anything different. We're not going to do anything new. I don't think that's the case at all. But we've got what we got. I'm not totally displeased about it. Don't get me wrong. That's my only thing. I would have liked to see somebody else. But I'm not a casting director. I hold no seat on Disney's board. I'm not going to sit here how dare you to me.
That we know of, Jason.
Huh?
I said that we know of.
Yeah. And also, I am always willing to let a creator present their work before I judge it too harshly. I'm not one of those types where I'm never going to see this and I'm not going to give it a chance. No, I'm absolutely going to go watch this. It's the Avengers. I love these movies. So I'm going to go watch it and I will base it off the merits of what I see. So no shade on the movie or the universe or anything like that. I'm merely making an opinion on a casting decision. So,
Fair.
Go for it. I made my point. Still gonna go watch this. Probably gonna enjoy it. So yeah, I just wish that the opportunity that they gave Robert Downey Jr. with Iron Man could have been extended to maybe somebody else. Not so much, some troubled actor or something, but they took a risk with it. And it paid off. A lot of these actors, honestly, Chris Hemsworth, things that he was in before he was Thor. Chris Evans, we saw him in a lot of comedy roles. And of course, Fantastic Four. And he was given a chance. I don't have a problem with actors playing different characters in the same universe. So that's totally not my argument either. But bring it on. The Russos and RDJ is money.
Yeah.
They need money. They got something with Deadpool. They're gonna need some more money.
Yeah, fair. KJ, when this happened, how loud was it in there?
The room shake, my ears shake, my soul shake. Like everybody was screaming at the top of their voice, the top of their throats. Like I could see, like how you can see sound waves in comic books. That's what it was like. Like you could see like the sound waves, like Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like when Superman screams and you see the sound waves, it was like that. People say like this is the safe choice. Like they couldn't take a chance. I think this is the biggest chance they could take. Think back to 2019. You're watching Avengers Endgame. Tony Stark has the Infinity Gauntlet. He snaps his hands. I am Iron Man. Snaps his fingers. Boom. Right? It's like no one would think that the Marvel Cinematic Universe would kill their number one guy. Like Robert Downey Jr. would have kept making Iron Man films as long as that Brinks truck kept rolling in, right? So it was just a brave choice to do that and then retire half of the original Avengers roster.
And you make a great point.
That same guy back, you're gonna bring him back in a different role? Like that's amazing. It's like, can you pull it off? That's a tightrope act right there. That's the biggest chance. Cillian Murphy, Tom Hardy, any number of people that could have been like an amazing Dr. Doom. And they go with this guy. When you're saying that you can't find someone better, you might have been able to find someone better. But it's hard to top Robert Downey Jr. And also, that role is so indelible, you're going to have to put in a lot of work to convince me that I'm not watching Tony Stark up in a Marvel movie and that I'm watching Dr. Doom instead. Like that takes talent, that takes skill. So they're taking a big chance on this.
But we also talked earlier about marketing for movies and getting some hype. Are we talking about this? Yes, we are talking about it. Everyone is talking about it. Anyone that's devoted any time to the MCU is talking about this decision for better or worse, but it's open the discussion. So, mission accomplished there. You've got people wondering. You've got people excited.
Like, but if you get Oppenheimer, but if you get Oppenheimer as Dr. Doom, if you get Gosling as Dr. Doom, like we would still be talking about it.
Yeah, but
just the metatext of replacing Kang with Doom, because as great as an actor Jonathan Majors is, and as much as his performance in future performances would have formed the spine of Phase 5 and Phase 6, they had to change tactics. Like even that, no one's even talking about that. Like Kang who, right? It's like after Quantumania, whatever hole he got sucked into, he's just going to stay there now. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think they just pretty much left that alone.
The Council of Kangs? No, never mind.
Nope.
Never mind.
So that brings me to the final point was Quantumania killed the Kang hype after we saw that big, like Loki season 2, like there was like, ooh, this is really good, and you're like, oh, that kind of fizzled. So I'm curious to see how these play out, because now if I'm not mistaken, and Jason is correct, I thought I read that of the Fantastic Four, will be involved in Doomsday and Secret War.
Well, it's coming out before those movies, so yeah, they're going to be established in the MCU by the time these movies roll around.
Yeah. So I'm
I
just
think these movies are coming too fast.
Think so?
So
yeah.
Well, we've got not a lot announced that's between there. They did say they were going to go for more quality besides quantity, so we might get a huge gap between these movies. We might get only like 1 or 2 movies between there.
Okay, so Fantastic Four, July 2025. Then we have Thunderbolts in there next year. And we have Doomsday a year after that, then Secret War after that. I am really curious to see what maybe, and this is just me, spitballing, the end of Fantastic Four, whatever happens, leads to Doomsday. Doomsday leads into Secret Wars.
Doom has, in the past, in comics, wanted the power of Galactus, so could easily tie in. They can make it happen.
Yeah. I'm, and I know that these are going to be two, like Infinity War Endgame. It's going to Doomsday will end on an Empire Strikes Back level ending where it's like, oh shit. Then we go to Secret Wars, and then we'll probably get a soft reboot after Secret Wars. I'm pretty sure that we'll get the mutants in, and then probably, I don't know, a new Iron Man, maybe Young Avengers, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, they're basically prefabricating the reboot. After Secret Wars, Cinematic Universe will be 20 years old in May 2028.
Yeah.
And if they could start fresh with an Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Hulk that has Fantastic Four and X-Men and Blade and everyone else, shit, by the time that they're done, Blade will probably be in the new universe after Secret Wars at this point.
Now, I do like that Spike made a good point here. They didn't plan past it, which is true. Now, I do know that Simu Liu, who plays Shang-Chi, has been very vocal in the fact that they're working on the sequel right now, finally. They left a lot of things open, especially with the fact that his 10 rings, what are they? They haven't really answered that. What, and this is a dumb question to end on, but what is your excitement level for these two? KJ.
Through the absolute roof. I think the Russos, they don't talk enough about their writing team. So it's really a 4-brained operation. You have Joe and Anthony Russo, and you have their 2 writers, whose name I'm blinking on right now from Agbo. But the point of McFeely, Marcus and McFeely. So between those 4, they can really map out a lot of stuff, and they can check each other and be like, oh, don't forget this. Let's do this, that kind of stuff. When you're Joss Whedon doing an Avengers movie by yourself, you're going to break. Whedon broke after Age of Ultron, and there are parts of Age of Ultron's that I still like, but Age of Ultron proved you need more people to do these movies. You need director teams, you need writing teams. Wolverine and Deadpool had a half dozen writers, basically. That's what you're talking about at this. And if we're talking about Wolverine and Deadpool doing 200 million over a weekend, yeah. But what did the last Avengers movie do? 350 million their weekend. We're talking big movies. I'm not surprised it's taking this long to get the Avengers going again. I'm not surprised it took getting the Russo brothers back, getting RDJ back. They don't know what else to do. Shout out to Destin Daniel Cretton, who I'm sure is an amazing person, right? But you give that dude an Avengers movie, you have to do it smaller. Be like, yep, this is the new Avengers. These are the young Avengers. These are the dark Avengers. These are the secret Avengers, right? They're pseudo Avengers movies, just to get away from that expectation. Doomsday and Secret Wars are fucking Avengers movies. We're talking 200 million. We're talking 300 million opening weekend. We're talking sold out. Get your tickets now, or you're not going to see this opening weekend.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Perfect. That is the show. Before I leave, Jason, KG, is there any last parting words of wisdom you want to give?
I mean,
Jason, I'll give you the flow.
I'm very hopeful for the MCU. I enjoy comic book movies. I grew up loving comics, so this is a dream. This area we're living in, and this time we're living in, is a dream come true for me. I love seeing these characters on screen. I never want a bad comic book movie because every time there is this the end of comic movies? Has the bubble burst? Shut the fuck up! No, it hasn't. I'm anxious for the future. Everything is looking great. So yeah, I don't go into a movie saying I hope it fails. Absolutely not. I want it to be good.
Yeah.
I want to be entertained. And Russo's, it's kind of a can't miss formula, like KJ said.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. They've been.
True.
I've seen them in the kitchen before. I'm fine with it. I will eat whatever comes out.
Very true. KJ, parting shots.
Check out my new movie TV account on Instagram, kj_. I'm very excited. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and I have good vibes about it. Yeah, so it's a really exciting time. Born in Hall H, so he doesn't get more perfect than that.
Oh, we plugging our stuff? Oh, please give my channel a subscribe. SCNS Live. Check out our website. Super Cool Nerd Show. We got videos coming this week from all of our stuff at San Diego. And yeah, we're getting back in the studio for another show this week. So tune in Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central Live.
So you know what? Hold on 1 second. Let me do this for you real quick. Share screen. Hold on 1 second. Oh, there we go.
And David, thanks for being awesome in the chat, man.
There we go.
Hey, look, it's
There we go.
That's my producer right there.
Super Cool Nerd Show.
Yes. I need to work on I've been slacking, but we got a lot of stuff coming, so check it out.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Awesome. All right. And then you can still catch me every now and then. I'm taking a hiatus from my Talking in Mood for a bit. But just for a bit. But I told Travis that, if he needs me to wax poetic on Marvel Legends, it's not like he doesn't have my number. And there's a lot of Marvel Legends coming out that's like, oh, dear Lord. But episode 3 will coming out next week. I think next week might be an excellent episode. For
very nice.
You like? Thank you. I'm working on guests, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have K-Wish on because he got to go to the X-Men 97 panel at San Diego and got to meet Bo DeMaio. I know he flirted with him just a bit. He did get his autograph. He was like, I was in heaven. I'm like, good job. Oh yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right. But yeah, episode will be an excellent. That actually might be the title of it, an excellent episode. But hey, for Jason, for KJ, and for me, thank you so much for giving us a shot this week. And you know what? It costs nothing to be nice, so be nice to one another. Peace out, everyone.